Max Dorian Fried, the man that you are.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello there. I'm Stacey Gotsulias. He's Brian McKeon. And on today's show, Yankee players went to the higher-ups and wanted an alternate jersey, a new one, and they're getting it. MLB approved it. We're going to talk about it because, that was a controversy all day on Wednesday. In segment 2, we're going to talk about Aaron Boone's decision-making and praise him, which is shocking for us, but that's what we're going to do. But first, let's praise Max Fried, because what a performance from him at Fenway Park.
Maybe his best as a Yankee in his career. Like, he was that dominant all over this game. I mean, it wasn't the fastball that was working. It was the breaking ball, believe it or not, the curveball. He had such incredible command over the curveball, which is not easy to do, but he threw it for strikes whenever he wanted to. He let it dip out of the zone whenever he wanted to. The command was impeccable. He had good fielding behind him. And we've talked about this all year, Stacey. If they're going to get pitching performances like this, which they're capable of, they're going to be able to win games. They're not going to need to score 8-9 runs a game to be able to win. They could have games like this where the offense really doesn't totally click throughout the entire game, and you can still win because the pitcher is that dominant. Now, it's help from the Red Sox, who stink on offense. They cannot hit the ball. But Max Fried was still
Except for Jaron
dominant.
Duran.
Yeah, but you combine a terrible offense with Max Fried on his A game, you're not going to get a lot of hits.
Yeah. I was really impressed with him when he got into the second and third situation with no outs, and he just came right back and got 3 straight strikeouts to end the inning. And once he did that, I thought, this is going to be one of those starts. It felt like that.
He's not that kind of pitcher, too. Like, he'll pitch more often to contact, and he'll get out of situations. But that was a Garrett Cole-esque type of moment right there, where he puts 2 guys on and then just mows down the next 3. Like, no, I'm ending this here. We're not dealing with any pop flies. No one's dropping a ball, not getting to a ball. He wasn't allowing anyone. He got himself into that mess and he got himself out. So, this is unbelievable. It's one of his best performances in his career. And again, they're going to be able to win games like this. If you're going to get pitching performances like this, you're not going to need to do much on offense.
Yeah, because I was keeping track of his pitch count. I saw that he was at 84 after 7, and I figured, all right, Boone's going to bring him out for the 8th inning.
Yeah.
That's not going to be an issue. He made it up to 100 pitches on the nose. That's what he finished with. 8 innings, shutout ball for him, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks. Just really, these are the kinds of games that you should win, because the offense that you're facing is just not good at all. And like you said, the Yankees didn't really do much. It was basically Amed Rosario. I know guys got on base ahead of him. I'm not going to take away from Stanton still hitting in Fenway. He had 2 more doubles tonight, but it was the Amed Rosario game part 2, because this is the second time where he was the main source of offense for the Yankees in the last 2-3 weeks.
I'd call the A's game the official Amed Rosario game, but I get your point. It is fascinating too. What I'll take away from the offense too is, yes, Rosario's performance is impressive and Stanton's really hitting the ball, but how about Ranger Suarez just not remotely being the guy that he was in Philadelphia? I mean, the Red Sox got sold a really bad bag of goods here, because he's not remotely close to the guy. I mean, when he was in Philly, he was utterly dominant, and he's been so far, again, it's, 5 starts, 6 starts, whatever it's been, but he's nothing close to that guy. I mean, he was never getting up 3-run homers, multiple doubles. He was getting hit all over the ballpark in this game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you combine that, Stacey, with, he threw, 27 pitches in the first inning. That's clearly a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
But you combine that with the Red Sox bullpen. Did you hear the stat that they gave in the broadcast? I believe it's 7 pitchers now that have made their major league debut in the Red Sox bullpen this year. It's April 22nd. That's so you have not a lot of experience. Again, 2 really good guys on the back end of that bullpen with Garrett Whitlock and Chapman. The Yankees haven't had to see either of them, because both games they've won comfortably. Yep. And Whitlock and Chapman don't mean much to your roster, Stacey, if you're not going to be winning baseball games late. Like, they only matter if you're in the lead. So when you have that much in your bullpen, you're often losing. Your starters give you no length. Like, the Red Sox now going into, the Yankees already won the series. But going into Thursday afternoon, the Red Sox need a great performance out of their starter because they're going in with their bullpen being completely decimated. And if Brian Bayo, who hasn't been good this year and has a 6 ERA, if he's not going to give them length, which history would tell you right now with the way the Red Sox have played that he's not going to give them length, their bullpen is just in shambles. Like, it's all kind of that's why when we talk about Yankee starters having bad performances, it still means something. They give up 4 runs, but if they can give you 6-7 innings, it still means something because it preserves the bullpen. All right, you take the loss here, but at least the bullpen is intact. You get into these losing streaks that the Red Sox are doing right now where your starters give you no length. Stacey, it's hard to recover from that. Like, you need multiple off days to be able to get your bullpen back in form. These guys are all exhausted now, and they're not in good shape going into Thursday's game either.
Yeah, not at all. What did you think of the Goldschmidt for Rice in the lineup?
It has been a lot of consecutive days that Rice has played. I don't hate it. And this kind of relays to the point that we're going to make in segment 2, where I love the way Boone handled this, where he gave Rice a day off, but it wasn't a day off. He kind of just gave him 5 innings off. I like going, and Rice didn't come in the field, but I like going with that kind of method where you still get a guy involved in the game, but he's still getting his rest. So I didn't mind this. It got Rice in at bat. He still stays in his rhythm, but he has played a lot of consecutive days in a row. Plus, they're going into a weekend where they don't have the Thursday off this week. So I don't hate it in this scenario.
But they were off on Monday.
They were, but you're going into a lot of consecutive days played. Like, listen, if he gets an off day in Houston this weekend, I'll be annoyed. If he gets an off day against I don't think they play a lefty when they're in Texas, but you get my point. If the next lefty they see, Boone gives him the day off, then he should play the rest of this road trip. Yeah, which is what, 7 more games? Yeah, he should play the rest of this road trip. There's no excuse for that. But to give him a spell in this day, I don't hate it. I don't love it either. But like,
I will say, some of our everydayers were not happy with it at all.
Well, here's the thing. Like Michael K made this point. Goldschmidt needs to play at some point. Like, you can't sit Goldschmidt every day. He has to play here and there. Like, this is not, if it's consecutive days, they're not going up against the left. If it's consecutive days, then it bothers me. If it's one day for a spell, and again, they got Rice in the game. Like, when you give Stanton an off day, they'll use him as a pinch hitter here and there. But more often than not, when Stanton gets an off day, it's an off day.
But do you think it was really an off day? Or do you think, because it was convenient that it came off of a performance where he looked terrible the night before, and they were facing a lefty and facing another lefty, and just like, I don't buy the day off thing. They were off on Monday. These guys get paid to play baseball. You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with it. And Paul Goldschmidt did nothing. It would have been fine to have Ben Rice there if they're so worried about it. Austin Wells doesn't hit anyone either. Like, are you going to sit him too? It's just, I don't know. I think Ben Rice should be playing no matter what.
Yeah. I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate your opinion on that. Like, I think he should be every single day. Yeah. I got the off day more than I did the last time. But the last time when they gave him 2 consecutive days off,
they can't do that again. No. Yeah. They can't do that again.
Like, he has to get an off day here and there. He has to get a spell here and there. This one I don't hate. Right? Yeah. Like, Ranger Suarez is a really good lefty, one of the tops in the league. Like, I'm sure they played the Phillies last year. I don't remember them going. I didn't think they went up against Ranger Suarez last year, but I'm sure if they faced each other in the minors or whatever, I'm sure Ben Rice has awful numbers against Ranger Suarez because that's why they sat him. It's probably minor league numbers from when Ranger Suarez was with the Iron Pigs and Rice was in AAA. But I'm sure they have some evidence to support why they sat him in this game. Again, I'm not necessarily agreeing with it. I don't think this was, if they wanted to get him a day off, this was the spot to do it. I'll say that.
By the way, at one point, Grichuk, after not doing much of anything, was 5 for his last 10.
Yeah. No, he's heating up. And there was a good point made by Girardi, too. He didn't get a full spring training. Remember, they brought him in later in spring training, and He did get to play a lot then, but it's not the same thing as coming in, in mid-February with the whole team and getting a full camp. Remember, these are not like teammates of his either, where he knows everybody too. So he's getting acclimated to. We always talk about this because people forget like the behind the scenes of the athletes who are, what's the word I'm looking for here? People, they have to like move into a new city and find yeah, exactly. They have to move into a new city and find housing and figure out little nuanced things that like we don't consider. Like, why would they deal with these kind of things? But like something as stupid as like figuring out your bills in a new city, or like arguments you're going to have with your wife or significant other because you don't know how you're dealing with things, or where are the kids going to school? Like there's a million little things that go into this kind of stuff. And they're all things that, don't let him get into a rhythm early on. So it does feel like now he's kind of finding a rhythm in his game and finding a way that he's, comfortable, and he's starting to hit now, which is a really good sign because it started off really bad.
Yeah. All right. 2 quick things before we go to segment 2. Ryan McMahon came in for defense, made 2 really amazing plays.
Yeah.
Just the one to end the inning in the 6th, and then the other one was at the first out of the 8th, where Max Fried kind of freaked out because it was such a good play. But he's like a vacuum at third base. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's incredible. I mean, his glove. I mean, he would have been a platinum glove winning fielder if it weren't for Arenado being in the same league as him for all those years. That's how good he is at third base. He's a defensive run saved or incredibly, you're in the top 3 in the league every single year. He's incredible. It's the problem with him has never been the glove though. It's the bat.
Right. He
has to be better with the bat. And it does look like, by the way, too, that they've scratched Brian Bayo for tomorrow. And it looks like he could want to. It's going to be Peyton Tolley, who which could be a bullpen game. He's left-handed, so we'll see. It'll tell you a lot if they sit Rice tomorrow.
All right, and then Brett Hedrick, 15th appearance.
Yeah,
he's the new Wandy Peralta, who was the new Scott Proctor. So his arm's going to fall off by mid-May with how much Boone puts him in the game.
I love the Wandy Peralta pull there too. And it is a good comparison because if you remember that year, I'm trying to remember the exact year, but they all kind of jumble in at this
2022. Like he pitched like every game in the ALDS.
Yeah. And well, I think the next year, then 23, he was on the roster, right? And Boone just burnt him by May. Because Boone, me and Emmanuel had this joke going back and forth with each other at that point because Boone just used him every day.
Yeah.
And it was insane. He was just obsessed with Wandy Peralta, and Wandy Peralta's arm pretty much fell off by the end of the year.
Yeah, so I'm a little worried about
don't do that to Hedrick, please.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so the Yankees are on a 5-game winning streak, and they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. This is what they're supposed to do. So we're very happy about that. All right. Coming up, let's talk about Boone and his decision-making and make it a positive thing.
If you've got a sweet tooth like I do, you know how tough it is to find that perfect treat without adding all the sugar. And that's why the Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy Shot brings that nostalgic flavor back in a whole new way. This is that classic taste that you remember, right? But with the tasty caffeine boost and 0 sugar. It's a quick, easy way to satisfy that sweet craving while keeping things simple on the go. I've always loved birthday cake, but I can't be eating sweets all day. That's why this is the perfect alternative. Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy Shot tastes just like birthday cake. Vanilla and buttery flavors to let you be unapologetically extra and unstoppably energized. All cake, no sugar. You can have your cake and sip it too, minus any sugar guilt. And I like how convenient it is too. It's a small portable shot that I can grab whenever I need a little pick-me-up. It's become my go-to when I want something sweet without having to go overboard. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy Shot today. We want to thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen of the day and for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. Baseball is finally back, and to celebrate, we're giving you a full month of the Everydayer Club for free. Just go over to lockedonyankees.supercast.com and use code FINALLY. You'll unlock every episode ad-free, and you'll get access to the private listener group chat with Stacey. It's a lot more fun when the Yankees win games, which they're doing lately. Tap the link in the show notes and use code FINALLY to claim your free month. Also, Stacey, you want to give someone a shout out here?
Yeah, we're going to give a shout out to Lee, who's an all access member, not only for the Yankees, but for the Giants. So there's an
Wow.
allegiance that I have because I'm Yankees and Giants. So shout out to you, Lee.
Yeah. Great work, Lee. Keep it up. I want to talk about something that I liked that Aaron Boone did. I hold your horses and, check your heart rate on your Apple Watch or whatever you have, because it's crazy to hear that coming out of my mouth. I like the way that he rested everyone in this game. And I use rest, if you're listening in podcast form, with air quotes and rest, because not everyone was given a full rest in this game. And it still allowed them to know that they're not starting in the game. They didn't have to prepare like they normally would, but they had to stay ready. And they were able to come in later in the game. Your better players were able to impact the game later on while still getting a break. And I liked that a lot. Grisham, Rice, and McMahon were all given rest, as I use air quotes, and they were brought in later for defensive purposes. And I believe that is the perfect way to handle giving players rest. The only one that I would take out of that conversation is Giancarlo Stanton. I think when you give him rest, you might want to just let him not do anything the entire day. Other than that, like Ben Rice coming in, that's not for defensive purposes, obviously, but letting him get in that bat when the Red Sox have a righty on and the bullpen and they can't bring him out because of the rules. I like that because Ben Rice has the ability to affect a game more than most other hitters on the roster. So he struck out in that at bat, but you get my point. He also has the ability to put a ball in the gap. He has the ability to put the ball over the wall, which most guys don't. I love bringing in Ryan McMahon to play defense. It's short. And it clearly worked in this game because they bring him in. He makes two otherworldly world caliber plays and helps the Yankees win that game. Like that to me, this is how you rest players. And then bringing in Grisham too. Grisham's got a flair for the dramatic with the bat that we've seen before, but also having him come in center field. And if you go into a game with this mindset, and you're giving these guys rest days, there is no guarantee, Stacey, that they're going to have to come into the game. In fact, the odds are against them having to come into the game. The only way these guys come in and have to affect the game is if the Yankees are winning. And I'm going to use this, you'll get my point, in a save situation. Because if the game is close, it's a 3-run game, 4-run game, that kind of area, anything 4 runs and under, you're going to give these guys you're going to get these guys extra at-bats late in games to try and extend the lead more to help the bullpen out. Or you're going to put them in for defensive purposes because you need plays more because you don't want to potentially lose that game and cause a comeback on the other side.
Right.
That's when these guys come in. If you're winning in blowout fashion, you don't need to bring Grisham in for defense. You don't need Rice to come in and tack on more runs. You don't need McMahon to come in for defense. If you're losing in dramatic fashion and you're not down by 1 or 2 runs, you're down by 6 or 7, Ben Rice isn't going to come in and hit a 6-run home run like Jazz will. You don't need Grisham to come in and make crazy fielding plays in center field because you're down 6-7 runs. You get my point here. There's more ways where a guy is not going to need to come in. There's more of a chance that he's going to be able to rest a full 9 innings than not. But I like the ability to bring these guys in. You're still giving worst case scenario, they're resting for 5 innings, which is still more than playing a full 9. This is the perfect way to rest guys. And I love the way that he handled it because now Grisham gets the rest that you want him to get. Clearly they want Ben Rice getting the rest. They gave him it. He got in that bat. He had a chance to affect the game, but he still got his rest. Ryan McMahon got his rest, but came in and was able to affect the game, not with the bat, but clearly with the glove. This to me is the perfect way to handle guys getting rest on your roster.
Yeah. I can't really add to that because, I agree with it. I just, like you just said, the Red Sox switched their pitcher now. So we'll see if Rice gets a second day of rest on Thursday.
And that's when it bothers me. Like I'm okay. I understand modern analytical baseball where it's proven by their numbers that guys need to get rest days. Now, I don't know how much Ben Rice needs to sit at 26 years old or wherever old he is, that he needs to be sitting. I don't think he needs 20 days off during the season. He's not catching. He's young enough where he's been healthy in his career. He doesn't need constant off days. But their numbers tell them that these guys need to sit X amount of days, unless your name's Aaron Judge, apparently. These guys need to sit X amount of days to be able to affect the team and be as healthy as humanly possible. That's fine by me. If they're going to run everything else by the way they do things analytically, you might as well keep them as healthy as possible by using your analytics. That makes sense to me. But he has to be an everyday player. And I think tomorrow's game or later on today's game, that proves that to you. The Red Sox switch their starter over to a lefty. Now, again, this could be a shorter scenario where they bring Bayo in after 2 innings. We'll see what winds up happening. But this could be a scenario. Let's see what winds up happening. Let's see if Ben Rice is in the starting lineup. Now, he played earlier on Wednesday, but it was kind of a day off because he got 1 at bat in the game. Let's see what winds up happening a day game following a night game. Do they bring Rice in to pinch hit and give him a rest day against the lefty? What winds up happening in this spot? I know the numbers are great for Goldschmidt against lefties. They love that matchup. If Ben Rice is your full-time first baseman, he needs to play against left-handers, because what happens in a postseason game when they face a lefty? You gonna sit Ben Rice?
Like, what if Ben Rice ends up having the best season of his career? You're gonna sit him?
Yeah,
because the lefty is there. I would hope that if he does end up having the best season of his career, he will have figured out how to hit lefties, and this won't be an issue by the time the playoffs come.
Well, if it's the best season of his career, he would have likely figured out how to hit lefties. But let's play along. Say they sit him all year against lefties, and he has terrific numbers against everybody else throughout the year.
Yeah. He
comes in games where the lefty starter is out early. He plays against righties. Let's just say that's what happens. You're gonna sit him in a postseason game? Yeah. No. So you're gonna have him. You're gonna have him get his. So you're gonna have him get his first at bats of the year against the lefty in the postseason.
Right.
I'd rather him go 0 for 4 against lefties against Boston in Game 3 of a series in April.
Yes.
Than have him do it in September or October.
Yes, especially when other guys are doing the same thing but daily, and he's hitting.
Well, and because guess what, too? To make it even worse, whatever lefty you see in the postseason, guess what teams wind up in the postseason? The best teams in the league. And guess what lefties are on the best teams in the league?
Right, like you're going to have to put everyone in it. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, like good luck when you face Tarek Skubal in a playoff game.
Yeah, by the way, it's not a day game tomorrow. It's a 6:10 start. Remember?
Oh, I thought it was a 2 o'clock. So I thought we got lucky with the 2 o'clock start.
No, we've been talking about it the whole time. Remember, we
were
like 6. Do you remember when we first did the series preview and it was 6:45, 6:45, 6:10, and we're like, oh wow, thanks for that extra half hour, guys.
Now you're reminding me. So yes, I don't know why in my head it was
well, because it should be an early game since they're going to Houston, but why would it be?
Yeah. Well, it is an earlier game. I wasn't technically wrong.
Yeah, by a half hour.
Hey, Major League Baseball thinks the half hour is important.
Apparently. Yeah. All right. What else does Major League Baseball think to be important? Alternate jerseys? We're going to talk about that next.
Workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, inboxes overflowing, and the one position that you have to fill still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for sponsored jobs. Indeed, sponsored jobs helps you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for, their skills, experience, and location. So you're not just hoping that the right candidate stumbles across your post. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all of your boxes. Less stress, less time, and more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help you get the premium status that it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just head over to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying that you heard about Indeed on Locked On Yankees. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. So as we mentioned earlier, Stacey, yes is the channel the game will be on at 6:10 p.m. Eastern time. Technically, I'm also not wrong because it's a day game on the West Coast. It's a 3:10 start on the West Coast, so I was right in that sense. Peyton Tolley goes up against Cam Schlittler.
Wait, can I pat myself on the back? Because while you were talking during segment 2, I changed the matchup in segment 3 in the rundown, and I guessed how he spelled his name, and I got it correct. I got it right.
Great. Nicely produced. Great.
Well, work. Peyton could be P-E-Y. I saw his name once, and for some reason I remembered it. I don't know why.
Great work, as usual.
Yep.
Cam Schlittler, this will be his first start at Fenway Park since in the major leagues, but since he was playing in a showcase game in high school.
Wow.
So we'll see what one's he's going to be extra motivated for this game.
Yeah, and since Red Sox started sending death threats to him, so this will be an
Red Sox
interesting...
fans, not the organization.
Oh, sorry, Red Sox fans. Yes, that's what I meant.
Fans were doing it.
Yeah, the fans, not the team. The team probably didn't even know that was happening until he came out and said it, obviously.
Great people. Don't do that.
Let's talk about this, because Jaron Duran had to deal with that too. He got in trouble, was it last week, because he made an obscene gesture, and people were like, why is he doing it? Someone told him to off himself because he has spoken out about mental health issues. Why are we doing this? Can't you people heckle in a funny way? Why do you have to heckle like that? I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm all for different ways of heckling, right? But there's a level where you get a little over the top, and a little is the wrong word to use there, because people go way over the top with certain things.
That's beyond the pale. Like, that is just, you don't do what my brother did to Mike Morgan all those years ago and joke about having Metamucil in the water bottle because they're old. Like, come up with something funny that the player will actually laugh about, because they'll be like, all right, this guy's actually really funny.
And I think we differ on this part too, because I think the line can be moved a little further, to be honest with you. Like, I don't get the point of doing it in a game in April. Like, what are we doing here? There's 161 other games to be
right.
Like, but when I was at the playoff game a few years ago, in 2021, the year is just escaping my mind, when the Yankees played the Astros in the postseason and Justin Verlander got a start against them, and people were chanting Kate Upton's name as he's warming up. I love that. Like, I think, and it, you know what? It got to him. Give a 400 in that game. Wasn't great. So, like, I don't hate that kind of stuff. Like, I get it. Especially in a postseason game, you do your research as a fan and you bring stuff up. Like, players have said that Yankee Stadium, like, is that level of intimidating because the fans will do their research, and that kind of stuff gets under your skin. And you know what? If it helps the Yankees win a playoff game.
All right, let's talk about it. So, the Yankees may be walking around in these jerseys soon, because apparently the players went to, I wanted to show the back too. The players went to the higher ups and were like, you know what? We want an alternate road jersey. And why not?
For the road, I'm totally fine with it. Like, I have zero issues with it. I wouldn't like it at home.
No.
Because the home uniform is too iconic. And
but
like, why did, like, can I ask this question, like, sincerely? Why do people care so much? Like, people were
my question is
arms about this.
But why do non-Yankee fans, why are they speaking up about this? Because the same people who complain that the Yankees have no City Connect uniforms are the same people who are saying, oh, I can't believe they're breaking tradition with these uniforms. And Aaron Judge even said, he's like, is the Star Insurance patch traditional?
Part of tradition? Yeah, like that stuff is, I don't mind it at all. And I love how when they announced the insurance patch, or where they were going to have a sponsor on the jersey, people lost their minds that the Yankees were going to, now you don't even notice it.
No,
because remember, people lost their minds.
Something.
Well, when Nike signed the contract, people lost their minds that the swoosh symbol was going to be on the Yankee jersey. You don't even notice it anymore.
It's like
it's ridiculous.
It's like the netting. No one notices the netting anymor. Like, just
people love to complain, and I'll give it this too. I do hope this doesn't open the gates to them going crazy with different uniforms.
No, because I don't think this will. I think this is just one thing that the modern players want. Yeah. They got rid of the facial hair rule for a guy who isn't even here anymore. But I love that they did that, because they're just, I saw someone say that they shouldn't be allowed to do this because they haven't won a World Series in 16 years. And I was like,
what does that have to do with anything?
What does that have to do with anything?
And they're not going to wear this during the World Series.
But they're growing their facial hair and wearing an alternate jersey has nothing to do with how they're playing. So let's just...
In fact, if the players want that and it's going to make them feel better and more confident, like, look good, play good is a real thing. So, like, that could be a helpful thing too.
Yeah.
And again, like, look at the NBA. They've taken the City Connect jerseys and like to the nth degree, where it's ridiculous now. You have teams wearing jerseys of colors they've never worn in their past,
and changing the courts to the same colors and making them all crazy.
Everyone loves the Utah Jazz purple jerseys. Like it's ridiculous. Some of these teams that are wearing colors they've never played in before. the Boston Red Sox with their green and yellow uniforms look ridiculous because they've never worn green or yellow in their history. But the Yankees are going to wear these. By the way, you've seen them wear these blue uniforms all the time. Does it bother you in spring training when they do it?
No.
Exactly. So this is going to be unnoticeable by the third game. I like it. I don't have a problem with it. If the players want it, give it to them. They're not asking for green jerseys. They're asking for this.
Right. It's wild that people are freaking out about this. Like I've seen some people
love to find something to lose their minds about.
They've been doing this for 100 years. Okay, quickly, because it happened 14 years ago this week when the Yankees played that series in Fenway. The game before the crazy comeback in the 15-9 game, they wore the 1912 throwbacks, both the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Which I loved.
They were so good.
Yeah, and they don't really do it often either. Like that's not a common
the Yankees
thing they do.
Never do that. I would love for the Yankees to do, even because the throwback uniforms wouldn't look different, but if they wore them in the same style that the guys wore in the 30s and 40s with like the baggier pants and everything, that would be so cool. I wish they would do that.
Well, you've seen it, like the Dodgers during Jackie Robinson Day, they wear like the B hat instead of the LA, and they wear the Brooklyn across the uniform instead of Dodgers. Like, I love that kind of stuff. Like, why not embrace the past? And
like, they can't do it because they're the Yankees. Okay.
Here's what I'll say to change. Think back to think of the world 20 years ago. And how many things have changed, and not even sports related, just in the world in general. How many things have changed? Bingo. That people lost their cool over. That thought this will never work. This will never let. Imagine this. Imagine the year 2009, saying that by 2026, by the next time the Yankees make the World Series, even you will not be able to use cash in Yankee Stadium ever.
Right.
People would have lost their minds and thought, what happened to society? And now we're in a point where you can't walk into a sporting venue in America and use cash.
Right.
Like, imagine in 2009 telling people that the next time they make the World Series, there will not be paper physical tickets.
Right.
No one would have believed you. So, like, think about where we've gone in the world right now.
Like, and you can get into the stadium with a ticket on your phone. Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe not 2009, but 2006, definitely.
Yeah. So, like, let's get over it. Let's, things change. The world advances. This isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah. I'm embracing it. Look, I'm going to be 52 in August, okay? I'm Gen X. I'm towards the end of Gen X, but I'm Gen X. I am all for this. So I'm sick of my generation sounding like boomers and being upset about this. Just, it's going to look great. And after a while, you're not going to notice it. And it's not going to be every day. It's an alternate jersey. They're going to do it like...
It's not their primary uniform.
Right.
They're gonna do it like once every 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah. Relax, everybody.
Yes.
It's gonna be okay.
I'm gonna relax too. All right. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Locked On Yankees. Make sure you subscribe and follow Locked On Yankees so you get all of our latest episodes. You can follow us on Instagram at Locked On Yankees, all one word, TikTok, LockedOn_Yankees. If you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built just for you. You get ad-free Locked On Yankees episodes, members-only Discord access, and if you're in the all-access level, you get a newsletter every day, and you're going to be getting more bonus content. I actually have a rant about this that I'm going to do bonus because I can speak my mind a little freer in a bonus episode. So we'll see. Join us now at lockedonyankees.supercast.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, head over to the first ever 24/7 Locked On Podcast Network channel. If you're listening on audio, make Locked On MLB your second listen of the day. So that'll do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We'll catch you tomorrow for Fan Mail Friday.